Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Joy News Today. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokom, namely on DTT because we're free to air on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Coming up this afternoon, 2 people killed and 5 others injured, including a military officer in the latest chieftaincy dispute at Wenchike in the Chiropone district. We have details for you shortly. Also this afternoon, NDC Flagbearer hopeful Dr. Kwabena Duffour says he is in the race to bring prosperity to Ghanaians. We have details as his team heads to the NDC headquarters to pick his nomination form. Plus, this afternoon, we are breaching our party's constitution. NPP MP fires as he says the delay in setting a date for the party's internal elections is completely making mockery of their constitution. We have details as he says the NPP caucus in Parliament want their presidential and parliamentary primaries to be held concurrently. And Aztec students on demonstration to demand completion of E-Block to end their challenge with inadequate space to carry out academic activities. Details shortly as they petition their Shaman Municipal Chief Executive for action. We'll also bring you a Nigerian Senate candidate who is shot dead and body burned. We're live in Nigeria for details of that incident as the country goes to polls in 2 days. All of these plus sports, business, world news and showbiz coming up shortly. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and Twitter at Joy News on TV. My personal handle is @Danana Aisha. Please stay for details. 2 people have been killed, 5 others injured, including a military officer in a criminal violence that morning at Wenchike in the Chiropone district. The violence is said to have spread to 6 other communities. Scores of houses and households have reportedly been set ablaze, with dozens of residents fleeing towards the district capital. Northeast Regional Correspondent Elias Atanko has more.
Well, the report we are receiving from the Wenchike community is that there's an outbreak of communal violence in the community, which, as we speak, is fast spreading. We understand 6 more other communities have joined in this particular violence. It started in Wenchike, which is about a few kilometers from the Chiropone district capital, where we understand the chief there this morning and skinned a sub-chief in that particular area. And we already know that the Wenchike chief, there have been a chieftaincy dispute in the Wenchike community itself. Last year, if you remember, after the enskinment of the chief of the community in Yendi, military officers had to escort the chief and his sympathizers back to the community. And since then, there have been tensions among these feuding royal families in that particular community. And as we understand it this morning, that particular tension spiraled out of control. And we are now learning of multiple deaths and multiple injuries, including a military officer there. So we have been able to confirm that 2 persons are currently dead at the Chiropone hospital, where 5 or 4 more people are also currently receiving treatment.
If a military man is part of those who have passed on, do we take it that the military has already have presence in that community, or were they sent there to try and ensure peace prevails? That's how come this military person lost his life?
Well, since the tension last year, there have been military stationed in the Chiropone area, and as you know, the Wenchike community is just a handshaking distance from Chiropone. So we guess that this particular military rush from the Chiropone community to that particular area. And it is a similar incidents have been happening anytime there's a conflict in that area. Sometimes the military are fired at or they are shot at and they had to exchange fire. So although we do not know in this particular instance what have caused the injuries of the military, but we still know that there's still some violence happening in that particular area as we speak.
We can now get on the phone and speak with the resident, Kwabena Duffuor, for the area for more. Kwabena, what's the current situation at Chirpone following this incident?
It's in Wenchiki in the Chirpone district. Currently, the place is very calm.
So, what triggered this latest confusion?
It's due to chieftaincy issue. There was a community called Nyangbandi. They wanted to skin a chief, and the chief is to skin by Wenchiki chief. So this morning, somewhere around 7 in the morning, the Nyangbandi people arrived with the person they wanted to skin. So immediately they arrived at Wenchiki chief palace. Then the other side, they called the Jabu people. Then they started firing towards the chief palace, just to try to prevent the chief from skinning the Nyangbandi chief.
So we understand
that is what happened.
We understand that some 2 people have been killed and 5 people injured. Have they been identified?
Yes, truly. I heard that about 2 people is dead, but I can't confirm the identity as of now, because I am also hiding somewhere. Because when the situation happened, I was in Chief Palace when they started firing. So as of now, truly, I learned the other side where the 2 people who were there, the 2 people that were killed were from other side, that is Jabu side. And I can't identify the 2 people who were died in the conflict. But I heard that 2 people from that side has died.
So you've had to hide somewhere for safety?
Yes, please.
And that's what other people are doing in the community. Currently, is there no calm in the community?
Currently, I am out, and I am just around the chief palace, and the situation is calm now. The gun firing and everything is just stopped for the moment.
All right. Kwabena Duffuor is a resident at Wenchiki, and he says he's had to find somewhere to hide for safety because it's not safe to be out there. We'll definitely get more as we arrange to get the MCA of the area to speak to us on how they're handling the matter. But back here in Accra, I'm taking you straight to the NDC headquarters, where a team picked up nomination forms for Dr. Duffour, former finance minister, to participate in the Flagbearership Race of the NDC. He's speaking to the press now. Let's hear him. His team picked the form for him, and they said that Dr. Duffour is the man to do the job. They enumerated a lot of activities that he engaged in whilst finance minister. They said he has a good track record as finance minister, and that gives him the impetus to actually lead the party come 2024. They cited the economic hardships the country is currently facing, and they say Dr. Duffour has all it takes to resolve that problem. Yes, we can also hear the Ashanti Regional Women's Organizer, Gloria Huze, who led the team of the constituency women's organizers to pick the nomination forms for him this morning. They say his Ahunto project has been beneficial to them, a reason they are throwing their full support behind his candidature. Not only that, he also has a proven record of good leadership during his tenure as finance minister. They're calling on the grassroots to join the campaign of Dr. Kwabena Duffour to make the flagbearership to make him the flag bearer of the NDC. My colleague Samuel Mbura was at the NDC headquarters this morning and sent in this report.
It's actually a charged atmosphere. Some of the supporters singing songs indicating their massive support for Dr. Kwabena Duffour. So the team, I'm talking about the elections committee, is already set at the conference room waiting for the team to arrive so that they will submit their check, and then they will give them the receipt and the nomination forms.
So what did you bring us? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let my people look at it. How did I check? Yes. How much is it? 30,000.
Meanwhile, the flag bearer hopeful Dr. Kwabena Duffour says he is in the race to bring prosperity to all Ghanaians if eventually elected president. He is set to pick, his nomination forms were picked this morning for him, and he says if he becomes, and he'll become the third to have done so as opposition party prepares to hold its primaries later this year. Dr. Duffour earlier spoke with my colleague Joseph Akable.
Well, I think I've talked about a dream, Ghanaian dream, before. My personal view is that every Ghanaian, no matter the birth of his or her circumstances, should have equal opportunity in our system to achieve whatever he or she wants to achieve. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. That dream will bring about prosperity and happiness. That dream will make all of us become very patriotic. Will make us be loyal to Ghana, our motherland, not to any political party or to any individual. Because we're not loyal to our nation, because we're not very patriotic enough, there's so much confusion in our system now.
We understand from the grapevine that you'll be picking up your form sometime in a coming week.
That is true. I'm ready to pick my form to contest for the flag bearership of the great NDC.
I mean, what can, I mean, if you're asked to, I mean, one message to the members of the NDC who will be hearing, I mean, I'm assuming a number of them, a good number would obviously know that Dr. Duffour has been around for a while and will be putting his heart in the race. I mean, what would be that one message to them that you think that will convince them to know that this is, I mean, someone that they can put their trust in? Because for many political analysts, I mean, the view is that this will be a very difficult race for you to emerge victorious from, especially because of the stature of the former president, who is very likely to also pick a form at some point in time as well.
In the contest, there's something like that. I would ask them to help me fix the economy. Right now, the biggest challenge we are facing is the economy. We are all hungry. We are hungry as people. There are tears in the eyes of Ghanaians everywhere. They should help me wipe the tears from the eyes of Ghanaians, soothe the pain in the hearts of Ghanaians. That requires a leader with the courage to change things. to change the status quo. That's what I will do. I'll ask my colleagues to help me do that. No one person solves a problem. And no one person is big enough to do anything. That's why in the Bible, the Creator himself, when he was creating a man, said, let us create what? Let us. The Bible, the Lord never said, I. No, he said, let us. He could have made man himself, but he said, let us create a man in our own image. What was the meaning? I want the NDC people to join me. We should all move forward, fix the economy, work together for the prosperity of this nation.
We'll go back to the NDC headquarters and listen to the flag bearer hopeful, Dr. Kwabena Duffour. Right now, we're still sticking with the NDC because a youth group within the NDC, calling itself the Youth for Jasso 2024, is urging members of the party to retain the MP for Wa East constituency, Dr. Godfred Seidu Jasso, as the party's candidate for the 2024 parliamentary elections. Convener of the group, Adam Shaibu, notes that the 2-year stint of the legislator has improved the lives of the people.
The membership of the youth group for the 2024 run for all wards and branches of the National Democratic Congress NDC in the Wise constituency first engaged in a cleanup exercise in the Mango community amid bad music. They later converged at the Mango Traditional Council, where they were addressed by the leadership of the group. Speaker after speaker touted the achievements of the incumbent Member of Parliament, Dr. Godfred Seidu Jasso, ranging from education, health, roads, and social engagement, and why the need to vote to retain him as the party's parliamentary candidate for the 2024 general election.
I know one guy from the Rogo Enclave. This guy finished his secondary education somewhere 2015. Because he has lacked to get 1 or 2 of his papers, this guy sat in the house for almost 5-6 years. The MP came, we went around that enclave. The MP saw the guy there. The guy explained his situation to the MP. The MP brought the guy to Wa. He hired accommodation to the guy. The guy went and bettered his papers. Now the guy is at training college.
We've learned a lot of women how to produce liquid soap on their own. We've gone through almost all the communities in Wise District to take them through how to do liquid soap on their own. And besides, he also helped most women, especially those that are single parents, to farm for them and during the farming season.
He's been able to renovate a very deplorable clinic that was not in function at Motugu. Currently is functional. When you go to the 4C zone, we are putting all effort, or he's putting all effort to make sure that any community without health facility, they have facility. Example is the Jumo, that he's trying to do all that.
Launching the Dr. Jasso Roadshow project, convener of the group, Adamu Shaibu, enumerated some of the good works of the Wise legislature before handing over a cash amount to the representative of the MP to enable the latter pay for the nomination form and part of the filing fees.
And in showing our support for the good works of our MP, have opted to pay for the nomination fee of 5,000 Ghana cedis for Dr. Godfred Seidu Jasso, and also pay an amount of 25,000 Ghana cedis to support the filing fee for him to contest in the upcoming NDC primaries, scheduled for the 13th of May 2023. We are optimistic that the delegates of the NDC will renew his mandate by granting him victory, inshallah, to retain the seat for the NDC and to continue developing the constituency.
Conveners of the Dr. Jasso Road project says they will replicate the launch of the Road Show project in other communities in the Wise constituency. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Manwe.
Now go to Dr. Duffuor's campaign office in Osu, where he is about to address the media. In fact, he's speaking with the media, but right now he's speaking the local dialect, which we will be translating to our viewers. Listen.
Lady, inflation, what? Now we are yes and one. Now you're back to know. Yeah, but I'm a Sabi, and you saw me so. A grassroots party, and yet a graduate for party. Yan, that pedigree, that you, yet the girls are more. You have a partner who's soon. On the Echo, Magana Ghana, and until the Richard party. And in fact, it might be I'm talking about a piece of a baby. Empty constituency executives, practice executives. Opa, when you're home. Yapa, yes, I'm sorry. They put the also now scooping and drag. And you remember home. And you're back of Tusi now. But you're back millionaires, Baba home. Now took a few clothes so big Baba had. Ever sat down. Aha. Another. So my brothers and sisters, let me thank you again for having traveled from near and far to be here and to collect.
You heard the Dr. Duffuor speaking with his supporters who were there to support him with the picking of his nominations. He said that inflation has skyrocketed, and when his government comes to power, he'll be doing more to deal with the situation. He says he's the man to do the job, and so he's asking for support from the NDC to lead the party. Let's go to the NPP, because the New Patriotic Party MP for Subin constituency, Eugene Boachi Entry, says the unnecessary delay that has characterized the party setting a date for presidential and parliamentary primaries is breaching their constitution. NPP's national leadership have been unable to agree on a date after several meetings with deep internal disagreements. The MP says the party's inaction is making the constitution look like a worthless piece of paper.
Constitution has set clear timelines for both presidential and parliamentary primaries. So it's up to the National Executive as well as the National Executive Committee, that's NEC, and National Council, to apply same. I wasn't at those meetings, but the newly elected executives, of course, have a role to play in ensuring that we are not seen to be violating the provisions of our own constitution. That's very paramount, because we claim to be, or we are known to be, a party of rule of law, private property owning democracy, name it. So we have high standards in terms of our democratic credentials. And I was a firm believer that if care is not taken, it will be the first time since 1992 that we'll be seen to be violating the provisions of our own constitution. And this message must be sent out to the national executives and the leadership of the party to take heed that we are in the process of violating the party's constitution. So if care is not taken and those provisions are violated, then really we have then basically run roughshod over our own constitution, the constitution that guides the operations and activities of the party, will be seen as, a waste of paper, basically.
According to Eugene Boachientry, the NPP caucus in Parliament favors an early Congress around August, and they also want the presidential and parliamentary primaries to be held at the same time.
Who are the sides? There are only two categories of elections to be held: the flag bearers election and the parliamentary candidates elections. So these are the primary stakeholders, and the MP, during, I think, 2 caucus meetings, made it clear that they wanted an August or September primaries for the parliamentary group. We are also the view that taking cognizance of the fact that the economic quagmire in which we find ourselves with these IMF interventions and what have you, we should consolidate those 2 elections into one and hold it one day. All the orphan constituencies, the constituency with incumbent MPs and the constituencies, the presidential primaries. Let's consolidate because, the same register, the same referee electoral commission. Let's get out of the way so that we can focus on coming back. So August, September are times when we are on recess, so it doesn't really affect the parliamentary calendar. So we come back, and then because the last quarter of the year primarily is to deal with budget. So the budget will be read, and we have to return to committees to consider the estimates. We move back into the chamber to do a debate and then do the appropriation, and that takes us into a few days before Christmas. So let's use those 2 months purposefully and get the primaries out of the way, and then come back and focus on government business.
Scores of Irish students of the Ashanti Technical Vocational Institute are demanding immediate completion of an abandoned E-block project. The students in their uniforms and red bands said who picketed and presented a petition to the municipal chief executive said they seek answers over the delayed project. They say completing the project will enhance academics after occupying temporal structures since 2018. Tema correspondent Kwame Yanka has more.
Prior to the current location of Ashanti Technical Vocational Institute, government did not have any technical school in the area. This meant that students, after their basic education, had to receive training at Don Bosco Technical Institute through a special arrangement between government and the institute. However, in 2018, the arrangement between the two ended, with government taking steps to run a technical school. Ashtec at the time was handed some structures of the cluster of schools at Lebanon Tree Block to accommodate students were to be relocated to the E-block at Community 22. After years of no completion in sight and other challenges, the students stormed Ashaman Municipal Assembly. They have been sharing some challenges facing their school.
Place factor is not very big, so even without the installation, 1B, the catering and hospitality, they are all under the tent at the back of the school, but the noise even, and we are also mixed with a junior high school, with a primary school and a Montessori school. So the noise is even distracting. The noise distracts lesson a lot.
A class like installation, PC, building and construction, auto, fashion, catering, they don't have classrooms, and because of that, they learn under the shade.
But I am in fashion too, in our department. We don't have a table for practicals. If you have practicals, we have to go out and wait, or we have to place our brown papers on the floor before drafting and all this. And other departments, business like this, they are learning in the canteen.
In my department, we have three courses running at the same time. We have the business ICT, business secretariat, and then business accounting. And looking at all these 3 courses, we have only 1 classroom. When it is time for our electives, then that means some need to go out.
After more than an hour of meeting the students' leadership, the parties decided to have the petition presented in the presence of all the students. Girls Prefect of Ashtec, Sani Mariam, presented their petition to the education director, who then handed it over to the municipal planner to receive it on behalf of the municipal chief executive, Albert Ochre. Education director Clifford Henekubudu assured the students that the directorate will work around the clock to ensure their demands are met.
The fact that they saw they have a need and then they didn't resort to violence, but then they took the democratic course of marching all the way from their schools to come and make a presentation of their petition to the municipal chief executive through me. Now, the summation of the whole thing is that the school, I came here about 1 year ago, and I came to see a beautiful edifice in the form of a Y block being built. Now, in the 1 year, I haven't seen anything added to whatever I came to meet. It's such a beautiful edifice which, when worked upon, will help the situation of our children. Now, you won't believe that as a technical school of their stature, they have now had to run shifts. Yeah, which is not good at all for any senior high school, any technical school in the country at this point to do. We have had assurances right in their presence. We had a call where we were assured that everything has been completed for the project to be visited in about a month's time.
The students are hopeful authorities will act this time around. Kwame Yankesh report for Joy News.
We're still live on Joy News today, coming to you from our studios in Kokomlemle. Still to come in World News, Nigerian Senate candidate shot dead and body bent. The incident happened 2 days before the country goes to the polls. We'll bring you more shortly after this break.
Hello, good afternoon. Warm welcome to the business segment on Joy News today with me, Pius Kojobaka. Now, the Bank of Ghana has indicated it will take the required measures to prevent any bank from going down as a result of shocks from the domestic debt exchange program. This follows recent industry data showing significant reduction in banks' profits and more than $5 billion non-performing loans being written off as bad debt. There's more in this report.
The Bank of Ghana in its report noted that despite the challenges, it is hopeful that some of the measures that it is instituting will help stabilize the banking sector. The central bank also talks about its own stabilization fund that it is putting together to support the commercial banks in the country. The regulator was optimistic that this, together with other initiatives, will also ensure that the banks will be able to play their rightful role when it comes to the financial intermediation this year. The Bank of Ghana is also looking at other regulatory reliefs that will go a long way to improve liquidity for the banks. The regulator further argues these monetary measures, together with other actions, will also ensure that no bank goes under as a result of the shocks of the domestic debt exchange program.
Now, heavy-duty vehicle trading company Zonda Technology Ghana Limited is expanding opportunities for employment in the Ashanti region with the opening of a new branch at Sabin Ekrofrom. Now, the move is expected to make the company's services available to key market players in the Obuasi municipality and its environs. There's more.
The newly commissioned Zunda Sabin Akrofrom facility comprises of a service center and a truck assembly unit. Zunda Technology aims at expanding its reach to customers across the Ashanti region to repair and assemble trucks. Speaking at the inauguration of the new facility, the Chief Executive Officer, Madam Yang, said the company aims to create job opportunities for Ghanaians aside from reaching the needs of their customers.
Growing population of our customer base in the Ashanti region has ignited more passion in our heart to open another branch in this region. Zunda Tech is not just in the industry to sell to our customers, but also to create employment for Ghanaians. In this branch, 90% of our staff are Ghanaians because we feel that they will have more understanding of our customers.
Branch manager Enoch Osaitutu says the company is willing to contribute positively to the automobile industry. He says the company will aid the community with their needs as part of their corporate social responsibilities.
I am an indigene of this land. So being here and doing this is a service I take personally. It is also to tell the Ashanti region and the environment our commitment to bringing that which we know to do best to the region. On behalf of management and staff of Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, I solemnly pledge to the people of Ashanti region and beyond that we will not fail you.
Francis Owusu Ansa, who represented the Ashanti regional minister, said the government is willing to push the private sector in promoting national development. He commended Zonda Tech for their services in the Ashanti region.
The government will continue to provide appropriate incentives and supporting interventions to attract both foreign and local investments, not only in the automobile assembling and manufacturing sector in Ghana, but other critical areas of our economy. And the government has pledged its commitment to protect every investor that will draw a pact with Ghana.
Representative of the Sabin Ekrofom Hini Nana Osei Kofi called on workers to exhibit professionalism in their line of duty.
I once again call on all workers here to work assiduously and diligently to uplift this company and ensure that this company reaches the goals that it has set for itself.
For Joy News, Nana Boachi Dankwa reporting.
And that'll be all for business for now. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Darokwa will be on at 1 p.m. with the marketplace.
Muftah Nabil Abdullah here with sports on Joy News today. Former Ghana international Mohamed Polo has revealed that he has put together a 5-year development plan for football in the country. According to him, the decision to ensure there's a plan for the production of football talents in the country is due to the fact that Ghana over the years has failed to be very competitive in the continental and global level.
Your government, for the love for football, hosted the CAF African Award. I was there, but I was not to be recognized over there. And I was, we were invited. The GFA, leadership at that time invited some of us. We thought, they would present us to you. It didn't happen. So I sat down quietly. I was really very sad. But when you came to give your remarkable speech, when the award was given to you, you said this award doesn't belong to you. You said it belongs to some legends who have sacrificed for Ghana. And you were mentioning Mohamed Polo. I said, my God. I've seen now that our time, we had a brand, and that is Ghana brand of football. It is called Agro at that time. Unfortunately, it looks as if, things are, shifting because of the sort of, rush for outside, contracts. So we want everything to come in time. So we don't give these, talented ones, the time to write. And it looks as if it's not helping us. And so I said, no. Because it's the right time for me to see His Excellency. I have to introduce this brand of football, Agro, with the 5 years development plan. I said, no, this is also the time, to also present the plan to His Excellency. And I know His Excellency, love football. He loves to see quality football. He has seen us. And I think we have to give the younger ones the experience what we have for them to go from, because it looks as if the talents are there, and something got to be done, and that is what I intend doing. And I'm happy it's the right time, to come and present this.
That's your sports for now. We do have more sports stories on myjoyonline.com, and also at 2 p.m. when my colleague Nathaniel Arthur comes your way with sports today. Up next is World News.
And it's now time for Showbiz right here with me, Noella Karen Iyali. And rapper Ochame Kwame is urging the government to build amphitheaters across the country. According to the rapper, there are no venues outside Accra, hence making it difficult to organize events outside the region.
Should put up more theaters, amphitheaters, so that we can perform, especially outside Accra. When you go outside of Accra, it's very difficult to find a place to perform. If you want to do a show for 2,000 people, it must be at maybe a car park of a hotel, and if it rains, you have lost your money. So government should put, not too expensive amphitheaters that we'll be able to take such events to Kumasi, Accra, Takoradi, Techiman, Brekum, so that people in these areas will stay there and not want to come to Accra. So I think that is what should be done. But the need is more in places like Sunyani, Brekum, Techiman, Tamale, Samari Boy. Those are the places that these amphitheaters should be put up, so that we can spread our events to all those places. Then we will make more money, we will hire more people. People will be entertained, businesses will happen, the local sound, logistics guy will get employed, the restaurant guy, the cook, the DJ, the packer, police, the whole, chain of how an event comes to, will decentralize entertainment, and Ghana will develop.
And finally, tributes keep pouring in for late football star Christian Achu. And the latest to share views are musicians Miss V and Kwame Eugene. Christian was one of the thousands who lost their lives to the ghastly earthquake that rocked Turkey and northern parts of Syria on the dawn of February 6. Let's listen to both Miss V and Kwame Eugene share their tribute.
Oh, I was very sad. It's a really sad news, and I'm very sorry for his family. I can't imagine what they are going through right now. So my deepest condolences to his family. Yeah, and may his soul rest in peace.
I mean, we're in it together. So to his family, I mean, may the Lord be with them. It's just sad.
Right, and that'd be it for Showbiz Aisha. You look lovely in red. I guess we're twinning with my lip and your dress.
Thanks for bringing us Showbiz, Noella Karen Iyali. And that'll be it for the bulletin this afternoon. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.